All right, very short video here because I'm compressed for time. Again, I'm finding myself reverting back to the Jim Campism of saying no. And I'll give you a fresh example, especially, and this is especially important when it comes to sales and making sales, because I belong to the rare breed of people who actually want to lead by saying no. Here's an example. I recently heard about a dude who was due to receive this massive, big ass job offer. Supposedly, this was some sort of a partnership at a big firm. He would be getting this nice position. He would be getting a lot of compensation deals. I think even, the firm wanted the fellow to invest in them before sort of like agreeing to other terms, or sort of like, I don't think they specified that he had to invest in the firm, but it was kind of like their way of negotiating, I suspect. Here is how much you can, invest in us, and the more you invest, the higher the chances are, obviously, that you're going to get the job. So if you say no to investment, that probably means you're saying no to the deal. And at that point, he still hadn't heard anything about compensation, as in the salary, the bonus, the ways of handing out bonus and so on, dividend payouts and whatever, right? All the stuff that you're basically working for. Because let's be real here, we're working for money. We're selling to make money. We ain't running no charity here. And so the question is really, if that's you, how comfortable are you saying no? Can you say no to that offer? Because if you already won't say no, if you have decided in your mind that you want to say yes, then logically and psychologically, really, or psychologically rather, they're already the boss. They already own you. It's kind of like what Trump's doing now with the so-called acquisition of Greenland, whether that goes through or not, but in reverse. Trump's leading with a penalty. He's dishing out tariffs. Tariffs on top of tariffs that will only increase, and that's setting the precedent for the negotiations of the ultimate acquisition of Greenland, which I think is going to happen regardless. But whatever. That's a topic for a different time, and it's also highly controversial and political, so I'm not going to go there. But from a sales perspective, it's very, very interesting how some people are already wedded to their ideas, and they've already decided in their minds that they can't say no because they need the deal. Oh, I need this deal. I need to do something. That's another thing that Jim Camp talked about. Nixing your neediness. Don't be needy. Don't say you need anything. No, you need to say no. You need to show them that, look, you can do better than this. Because otherwise, they're going to end up dictating the pace from the get-go. Later on, I'm not going to do it now, but later on, I'm going to tell you all a story about how I pretty much negotiated a pretty sweet deal, if I must say so, for me in my current position at that time. That was, I'm not going to say it wasn't heard of, because it was probably not, but it was not normal. And it certainly wasn't everyone who got the same sort of deal that I did at that time. I know because I spoke to various insiders of my industry, and they didn't have such nice or sweet deals as I did. So, but that's a story for another time. But it also goes back to the very fact that at that time I was willing to say no. I was willing to walk on a deal. This is also what Trump says or writes in his book, The Art of the Deal. If there is no deal, you need to know when to walk away from the table. If you have your number, or if you don't have your number, if you're not getting your number, then you will walk away from the table. That's literally what Trump said. And that's literally, I think, what Trump wrote. I still haven't read The Art of the Deal. I should really do it soon. Anyway, getting back to the point here about these sales and about selling yourself. Yes, it's all about persuasion and making the other people purchase. But if you're being sold to, it's also about being brave enough and having the spine to say no. This is essentially the sales trick 101 in reverse when they're trying to sell to you. Try that and convey the right sort of energy and use your time properly, because that's precisely what I'm teaching in my email list. The link to do so is below the episode description wherever you are watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you there.